Hi, my name is Bob Schumann. I'm Director of Product Marketing with KPM Analytics. Today we're going to talk a little bit about sampling with the Spectrastar XT analyzer. One of the great things about near-infrared is the wide variety of sample types that we can analyze. And with the Spectrastar, we've devised a sampling system that really optimizes the presentation to the sample to the instrument. So one of the things that's really important is, number one, that the sample is presented repeatably and precisely to the instrument, but also we want to optimize the surface area and the amount of sample that we're looking at to make sure that we're minimizing our sampling errors and we're getting a good, reliable, and repeatable measurement. So on the XT, we've got this multi-cup adapter. The multi-cup adapter is magnetically coupled to a motor that's underneath that will drive this sample adapter and rotate our sample. And there are various positions that we have for the multi-cup adapter. You can see we've got the red positions and the black positions. Those are the main two that we use. The red positioning these silver pins over the red position is used for our task standards in some of our smaller sample cups, and you can see that it's basically centered over the sample window. The black position is a little bit offset, and it's used for our larger sample cups and larger sample accessories, so when the sample rotates around, that we are seeing more of a perimeter of that sample cup and getting a representative look at our sample. So I've gone into the application lab and we pulled out just some samples that we've seen just recently through our lab. So we look at anything from very homogeneous powder types like a white flour, great application for near-infrared, to pet food. We can do the whole kibbles, or we usually grind it to reduce the sample size. I've got wheat here, I've got grains, I've got pork rinds, I've got flaked corn. We see all different sample types coming through our lab, and our customers are very creative and have all sorts of fantastic applications that they're doing. We even analyze paste, slurries, and liquids. So here I've got a beverage here. So I've laid out some of the more common sample accessories and the groups that we use when we're analyzing these sample types. So starting out, we've got the red sample adapter, and again, the multi-cup adapter is in the red position, and this adapter is used for our task standards, which are used to align and monitor our instrument. It's also used for our couple of ring cup adapters. So we've got a standard ring cup adapter. It's used for very fine powders, could be like a flour, or this is great for things like plant breeding applications where your sample size is really limited and you don't have enough sample to fill one of our larger cups. So a ring cup put onto the sample loading tray, and these small discs are used, placed on the back, and that sample is placed on the instrument itself. We also have a taller version of the ring cup. This one is 25 millimeters high, but you can see it's the exact same as the standard ring cup. This can be used for solids, but we also use this cup type for liquids. So one of the really interesting sample presentation techniques for working in reflectance NIR is to use a gold reflector and to operate in a mode we call transflectance. So if you look at this gold reflector, you can see it's got a very fine gold surface, and then it's got these three lips that are around the outside. Those lips create a very reliable path length for a folded reflectance or a transflectance measurement. So this gold reflector is placed in the cup, and you can see on the bottom that those lips fit right up against the quartz lens, and it creates a very reliable path length. So what happens is the light signal passes through your sample, hits the gold reflector, is reflected back, passes through your sample again, and then goes into our detectors. So this is used for clear liquids like edible oils, fermentation broths, aqueous solutions, beverages, wine, things like that. And it provides a simulated transmission measurement through a reflectance instrument. These gold reflectors are available in various path lengths, thin path lengths for more opaque materials, longer path lengths for more clear materials or very low concentrations. So that's a very interesting application for the instrument. As we move over with these sample accessories, we've got a couple of sample accessories that use this sample ring. So this is the black sample ring. That's used in this position on the instrument. You can see that it's a little bit offset. So what we're doing is we're looking at the outside of these sample accessories, so we're getting a really good look at a wider surface area of our samples. So this is one of our most common sample cups. It's the large open cup with a plunger. So we would use this anything from flowers to ground pet foods, animal feed, soy meals, oilseed meals, things like that. Any sample type like that. So the sample is just filled in about halfway. We put the plunger in the top. It goes into this ring on the instrument and it rotates out. And you can see that it's got a bigger surface area than, for example, the ring cup does. By looking at more sample, we're averaging out inconsistencies in the sample, and we're getting a better, more representative measurement of the sample. So again, it's all about reducing sampling errors. So that's our large open cup, very widely used. We also have this cup. It is called a spout cup. And if you're working with liquids, or if you're working with something like olive pomace, where you've got a solid but you've got a liquid that is present as well, we recommend the spout cup. And the nice thing about a spout cup is that it seals exceptionally well on the bottom. And if you've got a warm sample, a cool sample, this sample will hold the liquids very reliably. So we recommend this, for example, for oil analysis. If you're looking at a bigger or less homogeneous sample type, so it might be something like flaked corn, like this, or it might be a forage, we recommend this cup. We call it the forage cup. So this one, if you notice, it's got its sample ring built in to the instrument, so it doesn't have a separate sample ring. It also has a plunger that provides for repeatable sample pressure and positioning of the sample against the quartz lens. But this one has an even bigger surface area. So if you're working on forages, especially wet forage, for example, where you've got chunks and you haven't done a fine grind of your sample, or again, if for some reason you're working in a big sample type, like this flaked corn, and you do not want to grind your sample, seeing a bigger surface area just improves the reliability of your measurement. So for that, we recommend this cup, which is the forage cup. And the last one I wanted to demonstrate today is a very unique sample accessory that we have. And this one is called our disposable liquid sampling accessory. So this goes right over the top of the instrument. So it replaces the multi-cup adapter and it fits over the pins. So it is a static measurement. There's no movement here. You can see that we've got a reflector. It is an R99 standard that goes over the top. And this is used for analyzing samples in a bag. So I didn't open it up, but we've got bags that we sell. They come in boxes like this of 1,000. And you fill up your bag. You seal your bag, you place it on this instrument, you place the reflector over the instrument, you make your measurement. The nice thing about this is there's no sample cup cleanup. So for those of you that are analyzing slurries, pastes, mechanically separated chicken, things like that it would just be very difficult to clean out of a sample cup. You can fill up the bag, squeeze it out, seal the end, drop it on the instrument, make a great measurement, and then toss to your sample, so there's no sample cleanup. So we do have a couple of other sample accessories for very specific applications, but this was just an overview of our most common sample accessories that we sell with the Spectra XT. If you have any questions or about your specific sample types, or if you've got a unique sampling question, just contact us at KPM Analytics. We'll be happy to help you out.
한 번씩 해드릴까 했던 거니까. 아니요, 생각이